Rick Perry is fed up. He's the only person in Texas more fed up with the Obama administration other than maybe Colonel Muammar Gaddafi. Now, Gaddafi, of course, is getting his ass bombed. Rick Perry got that $9 billion stimulus check and he got reelected. Rick Perry was drinking tea before the Tea Party was ever invented. Rick Perry was talking about secession before secession was cool. He is so anti-government, he's been working from the inside to bring down government since 1985. Sarah Palin might write slogans on her hand, but oh, not Rick Perry. He's going to have "Don't Mess with Texas" tattooed on his chest. At taxpayer expense, of course. He's the only governor in Texas history to spend more on hair products than Ann Richards. In fact, he spent more money keeping his hair in place than Senfronia Thompson has spent keeping her hair in place. He's a good jogger, too. And let me tell you, he's somebody you don't want to get between a gun and a jogging path, or you'll end up on the short side of the shooting. My friends, it's my honor and my privilege to present to you the governor of the state of Texas. Let's give him a warm meep meep.
Let me up. Damn, I'm glad I'm leaving right after this. Ooh.
It ain't gonna make no difference. Yeah, we're still talking. It ain't gonna make no difference.
Yeah, your bills are all dead as hell anyway. You might as well take your best shot, baby. It is a great honor to be here tonight with someone who's been serving in the Texas Capitol longer than before most of us current occupants were even born. You think about, she was elected to District 141. No, I'm not saying you're old or nothing. I know. She was elected to, I think, District 141. Think about this. Jim, this was the same year that Watergate broke. Skylab was launched. And a lot of you go ahead and get your iPads out and Google that one, because you probably don't even know what that is. It was so long ago. And Billie Jean King wiped the tennis court with Bobby Riggs. Think about that. As a spell ago. You know, in the intervening years, she has probably wilted more legislators, lobbyists, and yes, governors than any one legislator ever in the history of our state. And she put that classic Senfronia stare on you. Yeah, y'all don't look like you ain't seen it before. Once you've been on the receiving end of it, it is something you never forget. Mark and I we're talking about a little. Matter of fact, my first exposure to the Senfronia stare was in, I think it was 1985. Mark and some of his colleagues used to make pretty good theater out of local and consent calendar. See who could mumble through the piece of legislation the best, and get it done, and where nobody could actually understand what you were saying. And I'm sure, you know, Gullahorn and Kelly, you guys are the ones that really started that back through the years. But I was up doing my best mumbling job, and Senfronia called me out. What'd you say? Or maybe, what'd you say, boy? Got my attention. And I said, well, read the bill. Not smart, was it, Mark? She started getting up. Mark was standing up there in his usual position, leaning up against the speaker's podium, and he walked over between me and her with his face about, he said, you apologize to her right now. I said, I ain't going to apologize to her. He said, if you care about your life, you will apologize to her right now. And I peeked around Mark's substantial shoulders, and she was within 2 steps of me, and it dawned on me how wise Mark Stiles was at that moment. And I apologized to Miss Thompson profusely. And I quickly mended my ways. And the next time I came to that podium to give any remarks, I enunciated very well and made eye contact with her to make sure that she was at least not giving me the Senfronia stare. And actually, that memory makes me a little bit gun-shy tonight. You know, last time I roasted a woman, matter of fact, in this building, she announced that she was running against me for governor, and about 2 weeks later. Remember that? So, Senfronia, you would make a wonderful governor. I'll say that. But I'm afraid that the walls, literally the ceiling of the state House of Representatives, that chamber would collapse without the power of her personality holding them in place. And speaking of that regal chamber, I'm reminded of one time that, matter of fact, it was the State of the State address in 2009. I was right in the middle of I was giving a hell of a speech. She got up right in the middle of it, walked out. I was kind of like, man, I must have really stepped in it to make her. I mean, she got up. Y'all recall? She got up and walked straight out of the chamber, and I'm sitting there going, man, it is not going to be good. I don't know what I said. I thought it was a good idea to make Texas Southern a community college feeding into Texas A&M. I don't know what you got so... Boris, turns out everything was cool. Yeah. Turns out that it was just nature that was drawing Senfronia away. And let me tell you, I was beyond relieved when Cliff Johnson relayed the good news to me that she was just relieved and that she wasn't peeved at me. He said, you know, incontinence. And I said, he said, you've been incontinent before. He said, you know. I said, hell, I was in the Air Force. I've been in 5 continents. And anyway, it was some genuine respect for that very honest and forthright woman. She kind of took the whole thing to a new level for me when Cliff Johnson quoted her as saying that, you know, I love Rick Perry, but I'm never going to be peeing my pants for him. So, all you freshman members of the legislature, be grateful for Senfronia's bathroom breaks. They're all that stand between you and unending hell if she decides to give it to you. So, those of you who have been around Senfronia tonight know where she sits. It's right there, front mic. front and center. And when she gets riled up, she'll get in your grill, stare you down. And it can be very intimidating. But I'll tell you, it comes from a good place. It's kind of like when a mama bear is protecting her cubs, or in Senfronia's case, it's little dogs. Those of you, we've all heard her at the mic talking about it's time for the little dogs to eat. Unfortunately, this session we don't even have enough money to buy puppy chow, but that doesn't change who Senfronia Thompson is. We all know that to her last breath, she will defend those who can't defend themselves, unless it's another legislator who makes the mistake of messing with the mama bear. Senfronia, I can't tell you how grateful I am to know you as a colleague and as a friend. During your time, you've seen a lot of representatives, senators, governors, ebb and flow out of that building. And all along the way, you've been a mainstay of integrity and of passion, serving the best interests of your constituents, holding your peers' feet to the fire. And as we stand in this room, there are plenty of people whose toes are still a little crispy from that experience, but we thank you for it. You make us better. I'll never forget my first session as governor, signing the most controversial bill of the session, your bill, hate crimes legislation. Conservatives thought I'd sold out, and liberals thought I was cynical. Of course, it was neither. I simply wanted the same protection in the law in case I ever got on her bad side again. Fact is, Anita and I love you. And one of my dearest friends and a person who has mentored me and guided me, instructed me, chewed my butt smooth out before. And like every member of the House, past or present, I looked up to you as a young freshman member of the legislature. I look up to you now as the governor of this state. You are the heartbeat of that institution. And many of us are grateful to have had the opportunity to serve with you. And we hope you good sailing, blue skies, as you continue to fight for the little dogs for many sessions to come. God bless you. And through you, Senfronia, may God continue to bless you.